7 days. That's literally all you need to change your life and position yourself in the direction to start achieving all the things that you want, whether it's physically, mentally, financially, anything that you want. It only will take 7 days, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how to do that with this challenge. Now, first, you have to figure out what are you willing to do to actually change your life. Now, you have to be honest with yourself and acknowledge the fact that change is not going to happen until you change. So if you want to make more money, you're not going to wake up one day and it's going to be $1 million on your doorstep. You're not going to wake up one day and have your dream body. You're not going to wake up one day and know all of the things necessary to start this business and all these other things. So first and foremost, I want you to acknowledge the fact that you're going to have to change. And the reason why your life probably hasn't changed in a while, at least in the direction that you want it to, is because you have not changed. But I'm going to explain to you how to do that. So first, you are going to make a list of 12 things that you are going to do on a day-to-day basis. Now, figuring out those 12 things, first, you are going to figure out, what do you want to change about yourself? Do you want clearer skin? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to be smarter? Do you want to be healthier? Do you want to have a more toned body? Figure out what are the main things that you want in your life. Once you figure out those main things, then you're going to go to the root of those things, right? So for example, if you're telling yourself, hey, I want better skin, a good way to get better skin is to develop a morning routine skincare and a night routine skincare, and probably drink more water. If you tell yourself, hey, I want to be toned up more or lose weight, you probably have to start going to the gym, and you probably have to start eating healthier. If you tell yourself, I have a lot of anxiety, my mind is always racing all these other things, you probably want to start helping yourself let some of that stuff go. So you probably want to start doing things such as journaling, right? Once you figure out your main thing, you get to the root of the things you can do on a day-to-day basis to help you achieve that thing. That's why you're going to make a list of 1 through 12. And I'm going to give you some examples. So for example, making your bed is one. Making your bed definitely helps. You can research it yourself, but people who make their bed in the morning statistically have a better chance to having a better day. It's a lot of science behind it, but it does help with many things. And especially with the foggy mind, for a lot of people, like, I don't know if it's just me. I know it's not just me. A lot of individuals who deal with different kinds of mental things that happen, like depression or anxiety or different things like that. One key aspect you can notice is like their area. A lot of times their rooms are really dirty, their cars are really dirty, or just messy, I should say. And so making your bed, and making your bed for real, not making your bed and you still got your laptop on there, your journal on there. No, making your bed is pristine, your bed is clean, can help a lot of individuals with that as well. So making your bed is 1. 2, working out. I feel like working out is a no-brainer. Working out helps with a multitude of things, as far as releasing dopamine, which is the happy chemical, as far as helping your body get more toned up, as far as helping you feel better. And when it comes to working out, I definitely recommend to do like circuits. So don't do the same thing every day, right? You might do the gym one day as far as cardio, the ellipticals, you might do weights, you might do like a Pilates, a bar, or a yoga type of thing, just differentiating that. And then also drinking a certain amount of water. So if you're somebody that does not drink water now, I definitely would say try to drink 3 to 4 bottles of water. And those are for the people who really just don't drink water. Like you really don't drink water, I would say 3 bottles. Okay, say 3 bottles. If you're a normal water drinker, I would say 4 to 5 bottles. And then if you already drink a good amount of water, I would say 6. Do not do any more than 6, but 5 to 6. Drinking water helps with a multitude of things. It helps with your skin, it helps with your energy, it helps with all around just being healthy. So water is very important. A morning skin routine and a night skin routine, those definitely help as far as anything that you're going towards. So whether you have discoloration, whether you have acne, developing those kind of routines. And a routine is to each his own. So a routine does not have to be a 20-step routine. My routine is probably like, depending on if it's morning or night, probably like 4 to 5 steps, right? So I use a cleanser. If it's nighttime, I double cleanse. Sometimes I use an exfoliator, a toner, and then I use like a brightening serum and a discoloration serum. And then I finally finish it with like moisturizer or sunscreen or whatever. Number 6, Wake up. What time do you want to wake up? That's something that you want to start implementing, right? You can do your research on that as well, but a lot of high functioning, high performance people, rich people wake up before the sun. So waking up at, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 6:30, 5:30, whatever time, you really want to wake up, right? Think of your ideal day when you're doing these things. And then your bedtime. Your bedtime is very imperative too, because if you don't go to sleep at a certain time, it's going to be hard to wake up at a certain time. And another thing with the wake up, it helps you achieve more, right? So if you're up before everybody else, you kind of have more time to do things without distractions because most people aren't up. Number 8 can be 3 meals a day. I think it's very imperative whether you're trying to lose weight, gain weight. Lunch, breakfast, dinner. Those things I feel like are just necessary. Lunch, breakfast, dinner. Now, if you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, it depends on what you're eating, but those are 3 basic meals you should try to have every day. Journaling, as I mentioned before, for number 9. That's great as far as just letting out your emotions and just putting things on paper. And one thing I also learned about journaling, it helps keep me accountable. Because I remember this was probably in like 2021, 2020. I dibble and dabble in journaling. Now I'm trying to be more consistent with it, but I journaled and I was saying something about starting a business. And I was like, I want to start this business and da-da-da-da, but I feel like it's too late. I'm like, everybody's already doing it, whatever. Now it's 2024 and I'm like, if I would have started that business 3 to 4 years ago, how differently my life could have been. So I think that's another thing to keep yourself aware of, because sometimes we don't even realize how long we've been wanting to do something, right? How long you've been saying you're going to go to the gym, you're going to start that business, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and then once you really see it on paper and you see the date, you're like, oh damn, what would have happened if I started back then? Maybe you should start now. But anyway, another one is vitamins. I think vitamins are something important to take on a consistent basis. I take a daily multivitamin. I also take a probiotic. I take vitamin D because it is wintertime and it's not a lot of sun outside. I definitely recommend vitamin D for energy. And then also iron. I'm iron deficient. Reading is very imperative on so many levels, as far as just helping your brain, also as far as learning information, right? I think there's a lot of things that people don't understand or they don't get. It's because it's not in a TV show format, it's not in a podcast format, and those things can be beneficial, and I'm not saying to completely take them out. Reading can really elevate your life, and you know that already too. So yeah. And then the final one is an extra 1,000 steps a day. So a lot of people want to get into the gym, they want to work out, but I think one of the most basic workouts that people don't really appreciate is steps. Like, you have to understand the power of just moving your body. Like, it doesn't have to be some intense sweating, and just getting an extra 1,000 steps a day can definitely change your life, as far as improving your heart health, as far as improving your all around just mobility. People who take more steps tend to live a lot longer than individuals who don't take more steps. And just how our society is now, I feel like steps are very important, right? A lot of people work from home, a lot of people work at desk, and so steps are not something that are constantly getting in. So I would say an extra 1,000 steps a day. Now, how to do 1,000 steps a day, it differentiates. So definitely parking farther, right? Stop trying to park so close, so it allows you to walk there and walk back. When you're going into places, try to take the steps instead of always using the escalator or the elevator. When you're on the phone, right? Some people, as soon as they get off work, you call your bestie. When you're on the phone, just walk around. Even me, but sometimes you have to get into reading to do this. So if you're just a beginner, possibly not, but even when I'm reading, I walk around just to get some movements in. So that's a good one as well. And then to keep track of your movement on your phone, literally just go on Google, type in step tracker, how to track my steps on whatever kind of phone you have. And if you have an Apple Watch or some kind of watch like that, that's another great one too. But just getting in an extra 1,000 steps can be great. Now, those were specific ones kind of for me, but the idea is that you figure out what you need to do for yourself. So you can use those, or some of those, or a variation of those, which is why I gave you guys those. But the whole idea is for you to implement 12 steps for 7 days consistently, 12 healthy habits that will help change your life in a sense of be an ideal day for you, right? So imagine yourself as your ideal person. You're the ideal weight, you have the ideal income, you have the ideal whatever it is, and all you're doing is maintaining that thing. So these 12 things, yes, they're new things that you're doing and they're new things that you're implementing, but the idea is that this is all just maintenance. This is not you trying to do an extra 1,000 steps a day. It's you being like, I already do this already. It's not you telling yourself, oh, now I have to eat 3 meals. You already eat 3 meals. So have that mindset, right? What is an ideal day for you to maintain some of the things that you already have and you already do? You're trying to grow on social media. Maybe you may have a certain amount of posts you may post a day. Post once a day or post on your story or whatever the case may be. You're trying to start a business. Okay, I'm going to spend 30 minutes every single day listening to this business podcast, whatever it may be. The whole idea is to do 12 healthy steps that will be maintenance for you. Okay? Let me tell you why this is so important and how this actually can help change your life. Now, first and foremost, we have to acknowledge the fact, and I said earlier, you cannot change your life if you do not actually change. So a big reason why you haven't achieved a lot of the things you want in your life is you're not the kind of person to achieve those things. You're not the kind of person that works out. You're not the kind of person that reads. You're not the kind of person that does whatever you wakes up at a certain time, goes to sleep at a certain time. So you're not going to reap the benefits of that kind of person, right? And the issue is a lot of people aren't those kind of people, but then they get frustrated with themselves when they don't get those kind of results. It's similar to you not going to college, not spending a day at college, but then the day of graduation being like, why don't I get a diploma? I really want a college diploma. I really want to. You haven't applied to college. You haven't went to one class. You haven't taken one test. You haven't done any of that, but you expect to get that diploma. Similar to you with a lot of the results that you want out of life. You want to start making more money. You want to lose that weight. You want to become more intelligent, but you haven't done anything to change yourself, to put you in the direction to fall in line with the individuals who are already doing those things. So that's why I definitely recommend to do this, as far as just getting your body used to change and getting your body used to becoming the person that you want to become. Now, I know some people are going to be like, well, 7 days, that's not enough. 7 days, I'm not going to see a change in my body. 7 days, I'm not going to see a change in my bank account. 7 days, I'm not going to. That's not the whole point of this. And that's not why this is so great, I guess you could say. The whole point is to get an understanding of where you are. You do not know where you are, if you want to be honest. If I asked you right now, how long can you last on a treadmill? If I asked you right now, how many pages can you read of a book in 30 minutes? If I was to ask you right now, how many steps go into a skincare routine and you don't do a skincare? If I was to ask you right now, what time would you have to go to sleep so you can wake up and feel energized? A lot of you guys would give me approximates. Oh, well, I think I could do like so-and-so on a treadmill. Well, I think I could, if I go to sleep at this time, then probably this time I'll wake up. I think the whole idea of it is to give you an understanding of where you are now. So the whole thing, I don't want to pressure you guys and make you guys feel like I have to do this thing every single day and all I have to do is achieve these things. The reason why it's 12 things is because it's supposed to be hard. I'm not saying it's not supposed to be not achievable, because it definitely is, but the whole idea is to help you get an understanding of where you are and the things you need to do to get to where you want to be. Because you have to realize you know what to do, right? You just don't know how to do it. So to lose weight, you have to work out. If you want to get better skin, you have to start doing skincare. A lot of these things. And I think that's the big issue that people have, is you don't realize you've been in the knowing phase for how long. You go into your saves right now on TikTok and count how many saves you have for glute workouts. I know you have a lot because I do too. Or leg workouts, or how to get a slim waist, or we know how to do those things. You have to acknowledge the fact you know how to do those things. The thing is, you don't know how to achieve those things. You know what to do. You know to work out, drink water, go to sleep, post on social media, to grow on social media. That's what you have to do, but you don't know how to do that. So for example, if you want to wake up early in the morning, you have to figure out what time you have to go to sleep to feel energized, right? That's a good thing. But if you don't know what time you're going to sleep, and you don't figure out how to figure out what time you're going to sleep, it's probably going to be hard for you. So you're going to tell yourself, okay, if I go to sleep at 10, I can wake up at 6, that's 8 hours of sleep, right? But if you do not set up a night routine, if you do not figure out, hey, so what time do you got to start winding down? What time is the last time you probably got to stop eating so you're not bloated? What time? You have to figure out how to do these things. The thing is, you know what to do, you just don't know how. You know why you don't know how? Because you've never tested your body. You've never put yourself in a position where you're like, I have to do these things, so I have to figure out how to do these things. You know you gotta eat 3 meals a day if you wanna be healthy. But you've never done it before, so you don't know, hey, maybe I need to schedule these things out. Maybe I need to figure out what I need to eat. Maybe I do need to figure out how to correctly meal prep for me. We all know we need to meal prep, but what does that mean for you? Even for me, right? So I'm now drinking more water for the first time in a long time. And one of the things I noticed is, first and foremost, I need to drink a certain amount of water by a certain time. I always knew I needed to drink more water, but now that I'm getting into it, I found out I need to drink a certain amount of water by a certain time, because if I wait too long to drink water, like I don't drink really after 8:30. Why? Because I will be up all night going pee. Did I know that before I was drinking water? No, but I knew I had to drink water. And that's just a small analogy, but in a sense of, you know the things you need to do. But the reason why you haven't done it is because you don't know how to do it for you. You just know this girl on TikTok told you to do this, or this girl on YouTube told you to do that, right? They told you to work out, they told you to build a schedule, but you don't know how to make it for yourself because you haven't done it before. So you're listening to everybody else's opinions on how to do something for you. So that's the whole point of it, to give you an understanding of where you are now and what you are willing to do. Because there are some things that you're gonna fault, right? You might make your bed every single morning, but you might not do your skincare. You might do your skincare, but you might not drink the water. So it's to get a baseline of where are you. You know you need to drink more water, but how much do you drink now average? Let's figure that out. You know you need to work out, but how long can you work out now? So the importance of this thing is to get an understanding of where you are now. Where are you starting? Because a lot of people don't know where they're starting at. You're just trying to finish the race and you don't even know the starting point. So you keep going around and around. Where the finish line at? Where the finish line at? You done you know how many times you could have finished, but you don't know where you're starting. So the importance of this is to get an understanding of what is your starting point. Also, this is to show you what is possible for you. For a lot of individuals, you have to be honest, we have a lot of excuses, right? And I think some people label some things as good excuses or some things as bad excuses. But at the end of the day, you have a lot of excuses on why you aren't the person you want to be and why you can't get to where you want to get to. A lot of them are excuses, right? And so I say that to say, you have to realize, am I just an excuser? Is everything, well, I can't do this because I'm from this neighborhood, or I can't do this because my family like this, or I can't do this because family's like that. The reason why it's 7 days and it's short is to show you what is possible. It's to show you, yes, if you really try hard, you can work out. If you really try hard, you can drink this amount of water. If you go to sleep at enough early time, you can wake up early. It's to show you what is possible. Because a lot of people, the issue is you don't realize you haven't done a lot of these things because you tell yourself a million reasons why every single day you can't do something. You're not qualified to do something. People like you don't do this thing, or you have too much on your plate, or you work a job so you can't do this, so you can't do that. And because if you tell yourself, right, oh, well, it's hard for me to work out because I work a certain amount of hours a day and I so and so and so. Okay, well, that means you're never gonna get a better body. That's all you telling people. I'm never gonna get a better body. But you like to use the extra fluff. Oh, I can't work out because No, stop saying that. That's just you saying you're not gonna get a better body. I can't make more money because I don't know how to. Okay, I'm not gonna make more money. Like, you have to be honest with yourself. If you keep coming up with excuses, you're always going to have an excuse. There's always gonna be a reason. Life is always gonna go on. Life is always gonna swing at you. And if you keep telling yourself and convincing yourself why you can't do these things, you're never gonna do them. You have to be honest with yourself about that. And that's why I did decide to do the 7-day time period, because it's very short, in a sense of to prove to yourself, these are the possibilities. I could do this. Is it gonna be hard? Yes. Am I gonna be frustrated? And am I gonna be? Yes, you are. But for 7 days, prove to yourself that this is a possibility. That yes, you might have to adjust your schedule. And yes, you might have to stop talking on the phone as long. And yes, you might have to get off social media a bit. And yes, you might have to be tired sometimes. But it's still possible. So prove to yourself that this is still a possibility. And you're not going to keep making excuses on why you can't do this thing. And finally, I wanted to show you why your life has not changed. Because a lot of individuals, we sit up and we say we want this change and we cry about it and we may journal about it and we may drink about it and all these things of why our life hasn't changed. But as I said in the beginning, your life is not going to change until you change something. So you can't sit up here and complain that your skin isn't looking good and you just prove to yourself that you don't really care about your skin because you're not even willing to do a skin routine. You're not even willing to wash your skin correctly. You're not even willing to drink enough water. You can't sit here and dread summertime because, oh, I want to be in a cute bathing suit with a bikini like those other girls, but I just am uncomfortable about my body. Okay, well, you saw for 7 days you couldn't even work out. And when I say work out, that literally could mean being on a treadmill for 30 minutes. You don't got to do no rigorous workout. But I say that to say, regardless of what you do, you've already proved to yourself that you don't care enough. You're not willing to change your body. And I think that's the importance of it. And another reason why it's such a short time span is because it's to prove to you the things you are not willing to change, the things that you truly do not care about. So you can't keep saying that you're complaining about these things. You can't keep saying you want to change these things. And you just showed yourself that you can't even do these things for 7 days. And the thing about it is, after 7 days, is your body going to look different? Probably not really. Is your bank account going to look different? Probably not really. You know you have to be consistent with these things. You know that you're going to have to continue to do these things. But to continue something, to stick with something, you first have to start it. So you're already telling yourself, I'm not willing to change this thing. I'm not willing to put my life in the direction of making this thing just maintenance. I'm not willing to put my life in a direction where this thing is just a habit for me, where this thing is normal for me. So I say that to say, are you willing to change your life? Are you willing to commit to yourself for 7 days of doing 12 things to see the possibilities that you have for yourself, the baseline of where you are, so some of the things that you know you have to change, and to figure out what are you willing to do so you can stop complaining about things and that you know you truly won't change. Now I say this to say it's not going to be easy. I say this to say it's not going to be as soon as you do this, your life is completely better and oh my gosh, you're making all this money. But the whole point of this and the reason why I feel like this would be so effective is because contrary to challenges that tell you it's going to change your body, it's going to change your bank account, it's a savings plan, all these other things, the whole point of this is to start with you, to start with your mindset, because you cannot change anything in your life unless you have the right mindset. You physically can push yourself to do anything. You physically can push yourself to go to the gym. You physically could push yourself to read more books. You physically could push yourself to do a lot of things. But it starts mentally. Until you're mentally able to change some of these things, you're not going to change any of these things. So the whole point of this is to change your mentality. And every time you complain about something, I want you to think about when you tried this challenge, whether it was successful for you or unsuccessful for you, and ask yourself, am I willing to change this thing before I complain about it? So I know that was a little intense, but I ultimately hope you guys try this challenge out. This is something I definitely recommend to try to prepare for. Even though it's only 7 days, listen, if you're trying to eat healthy, probably use the schedule. If you're trying to wake up early at a certain time, I will link below a video that I have for helping wake up early. Like, help yourself a bit. But the whole idea, like I said before, is to get an understanding of where you are, because you currently don't know where you are, and that's okay. But you can't keep going in circles convincing yourself that you can't achieve these things, but you don't even know where to start. So thank you guys so much for watching my video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you also would like to, tell me 12 things that you are going to implement on a day-to-day basis, healthy habits that you feel like will change your life, that are personalized for you.